I'd like to call the meeting to order. This meeting is being recorded. I would ask if there's anyone else recording this meeting. Seeing none, if you'd please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome, everyone. Wonderful evening ahead of us. We have some special recognitions, and I will turn things over to Dr. Brunel.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So the first recognition we have is regarding the Swanson Road VEX Robotics Club and the continued success that they are having. So with your permission, I will turn it over to Dr. Lopez to give us a little bit of an update. We give our congratulations.
Sure, thank you. I'm very excited to be here again. Once again, I'm very proud to bring the VEX Robotics teams to the Southern New England competition, to QCC, that they had about a month ago. And the teams were very excited to go there under the direction of Christine Lloyd. She's a fantastic coach, and I'll have her come up in just a moment. But out of all the teams that competed, once again, I had the two girls that really stood out, and you could see their calmness when they were performing that day under programming, under a lot of stress. You could never read it in their faces. And it's funny, when they got here today, they were very stressed out about what to expect. And I told them, don't worry about it. But really stood out among everyone. And they actually got invited to the VEX World Robotics Competition, again in Louisville, Kentucky. And in speaking with the families and the timing of things, we decided that this was a fantastic opportunity, but we weren't going to take it to the next level, which is okay, and we wanted to make sure that they were recognized for their outstanding performance. And the reason why they got a seat was for programming and for driving skills. So with that said, I would like to introduce, I'd like Coach Christine Lloyd to come on up and introduce Ayana Vickers and Sophia Venditti, our two fantastic VEX Robotics teams. Come on. And did you want to say anything, Mrs. Lloyd, about the girls and the team?
You stay here, it's okay. That's right. Once again, I mean, we go every year and we love to play. I love the program. I love what it brings to the kids. And I have to say, when Mrs. Lopez says cool under pressure, she had it correct, because it's a crazy day. It's hard to explain to parents and participants how exciting and how fast it's going to be once you get there. And these ladies just took it and as if it was old hat and just did exactly what they needed to do. When something wasn't working, they'd come up, they'd ask a question, they'd listen to the advice, and they would apply that advice. And that's why they ended up being third out of all, I think there were 28 teams. So they placed third out of 28 in both driver skills and programming skills combined. And the top two teams in that had gotten awards for other things, which is how these ladies, right, were able to get the invitation to the World Championships, which is awesome. So they worked well as a team together. They worked well taking advice, and were able to show their stuff off while we were there, which is awesome. And only 6 weeks, right? We were only and snow days within those 6 weeks. But they had the third session, which was in February. If we remember February, I remember February. So it was probably more like 3 weeks. What did you girls like most about it? Driving a robot?
Thank you, Mrs. Lloyd.
Thank you.
Does anyone have any comments or questions for these young ladies?
I'd just like
And
to
the
know
instructor?
what grade they're in.
Fifth.
You're fifth. You're both fifth. So we won't see you again in this level. It would be if you competed at the middle school level then. All right, well, what you did is awesome. And when you're ready to drive my car, we can have a test drive.
They'll be able to do the program in your car, right?
Oh, wow.
That's what these girls are ready for. What was your team name? Lucky number 5.
There you go.
That's a cool name.
Yeah.
Any other comments, Wayne?
I'd just like to say congratulations on your hard work. Keep it up as you move up and up and up. And robotics is a big thing and very time-consuming, and I think it's very rewarding, too. And I'd like to say thank you and keep up the good work.
Any other questions or comments?
Yeah, through the chair, I especially like to see young ladies, excelling in the STEM program. Good girls.
And I agree with Dot. It's great to see you girls excelling in it. It's really exciting. And I look forward to seeing your progress next year in the middle school. Thank you.
Excellent. Could you young ladies just come up and walk around this way and shake all of our hands so we can personally congratulate you?
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Can you reach that far?
Congratulations.
Oh,
That's okay.
There goes Gail again.
I'm just a little
Congratulations.
slippery here.
Congratulations.
That's all right. They're
Well, you're having a heck
unbreakable.
of a
That's
time,
why we
man.
get the unbreakable ones. Nice job.
But we know they can fix anything, so we're all set.
Mrs. Lloyd, congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. I love this program. I love what it does for the kids, and I definitely couldn't do it without your support, so thank you. And I'll just say thank you as well for supporting this program going up to the middle school. As a parent, my son is at the middle school, and he loves it, so thank you
Good.
for supporting it, and I hope it continues.
Dr. Brunel, did you have something?
I do want to thank Mrs. Lloyd for her leadership, also Dr. Lopez for the coordination in bringing this program. It's a wonderful opportunity, but without your leadership, I had the opportunity to go to one of the competitions in the fall, I think it was, on a Saturday or Sunday, I forget, and the excitement in the room of the kids doing this and what they're capable of doing in a relatively short period of time is really remarkable, so thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we could dismiss the families, right?
Yeah.
If you'd like to leave now and go home and do your homework, you're excused. Or you can hang out here, but it's going to get very boring really quickly.
Yeah,
Thanks again.
thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Boy, that cleaned the house.
Okay.
There are several recognitions this evening, which is always nice to see. I wanted to share with you that Andrea Bolduc, a soon-to-be graduate of Auburn High, received the Daughters of the American Revolution Award, and she was nominated by her peers and the faculty at Auburn High. Also, some names that you have seen before were now printed at art students at the high school, Dakota, Olivia, and Obi, in terms of their works, and as indicated here, they are obviously extremely talented students, so I congratulate them. And Olivia also won a National Silver Medal Award from the Scholastic Art and Writing Awards. So hers was artwork that was selected from over 300,000 national entries, so it speaks clearly to the work that she does. In terms of athletically, Colleen Cutting wanted to share with you that Mr. Davis shared with me that she had won the Red Auerbach free throw shooting contest. Colleen is a strong athlete in our program, and it's not the first time that she has won that. In fact, I think it is her third free throw shooting contest that she's had. And also wanted to share with you that her plan is to attend Worcester State in the fall, and congratulate her. She's a high-achieving student and high-performing athlete, too. In terms of staff recognitions, Bethany Dunton is the librarian at the high school, and she was selected to receive the 2017 President's Award from the Mass School Library Association. And as I said to Bethany in the note that I sent her of congratulations, we know in the district what a great librarian she is, and a role model and a consummate professional. So it's nice that she's getting this recognition. She'll actually be recognized down at the Cape on May 7th, so congratulations to her and her work. And then finally, most recently learned that 3 teachers at Auburn High were chosen for or received the Presidential Medal of Excellence from Worcester State University, each with their very high or even perfect GPA. So congratulations to Andrew Martin, who's an English teacher, Marjorie Gribbins in biology, and Emily Para for health sciences. So good things happening with students and staff.
I always say that we're very well-rounded when it comes to athletics, the arts, the technology, and the things that our students are doing inspire other students, and now the things that the instructors are doing are also inspiring. I mean, they're just taking it to the next level, and it's phenomenal.
Thank
It really is.
Yeah, Mary Ellen, where was the artwork on display?
So this one here, let's see, it says it's on display in Boston right now. I'm not exactly sure of the location. They've had, over the success of the students, they're displayed at different locations. I can certainly find out and let you know, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seeing no citizens' comments, we will move on to the student representatives report. Welcome.
Thank you.
So a couple weeks ago, trimester 3 began, so all those classes are underway, so we're getting towards the end of the year. Also, spring sports started. Baseball had their first game Monday. They won. Softball will have their first game on Saturday, and track had their first meet today as well. And then myself, along with 14 other juniors, we're members of the Humanities Scholars Collaborative. And so what we did this year, we visited 4 different colleges and were lectured by different professors on this year's topic, which was race and privilege. And so throughout the year, we went on 4 different trips. Today was actually our last one. We did our final presentations at Worcester State, and it was a really great experience because we got to collaborate with different schools and share our opinions. So it was a really great experience.
Great. That sounds like it.
Also last week we had the annual NHS induction. We inducted over 40 new members, including sophomores, juniors, and seniors. And other than that, we've got graduation coming up, senior week, prom, all the fun events of the end of the year.
And I think winter's over, right, so we can start enjoying the outdoors a little bit more.
80
And
degrees
April
next
school
week.
vacation, too, don't forget
Oh, yeah,
that.
school vacation.
Oh, I'm sure they haven't forgotten about that. Well, thank you so much for that report, and you do need to leave, Isabella, correct? So feel free at any time to take off. Jacob, it's up to you whether you'd like to stick around or you want to go ahead and leave and go dancing with Isabella. That's your choice. But thank you very much for that report. Excellent, as always.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I would seek approval of the minutes of March 15th and March 28th, 2017.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of March 15th and March 28th, 2017.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, it is a vote. And we now move on to the superintendent's report.
So I wanted to share with you, the Department of Ed recently did outreach. They are seeking to establish a digital literacy and computer science framework implementation panel. Eric Bouvier, our Director of Technology, has applied for that. We're hoping that he will be invited for a seat at the table. It's always good to have our voice heard, and I will keep you updated, but I can thank him for volunteering. The next item, and we have done this in previous years, but I wanted to share with you that we mailed to all of the families of children who are eligible to attend the Auburn Public Schools but are not currently doing so, whether they're attending a private or parochial school or even homeschooled. So we sent this letter with a brochure, and we've actually already heard from one family who is interested in potentially returning their child to school. So just want to make sure that they're aware of the great things that we do offer in the district.
Do you have any specific information as to why they may be coming back, or where they're coming from, why they left in the first place? I know it's only one instance. You'll have more information for us in the future, but just
Sure.
curious.
It was a decision that they had made to send the child to a private placement, and have decided that they'd really like to return to the school. So that appointment has been set up actually with the principal. The parents are coming in, and I think in all likelihood, the child will return to us, which would be nice.
That's great.
Mm.
Great news. The more of our residents that we can hold on to, the
Mhm.
better. I think we provide great facilities and great education
Mm.
for them, so there's really no need for them to go elsewhere.
No.
So welcome back. We now, Wayne?
I'd just like to say great job on the brochure and the letter.
Yes.
Thank everybody who was involved.
It was a team effort as always, but thank you, I will pass that along.
Okay. We now move on to unfinished business.
So I had shared with you that I would be attending a board meeting at the Assabet Valley Collaborative. I did attend that on March 24th. found the team there to be very welcoming. As noted, some very prestigious districts are part of that collaborative. And based on discussions with them, as well as with our senior leadership team, it is my recommendation that we join this collaborative. It will provide additional opportunities for our students. If we are a member of the collaborative and take advantage of any of their services, we get it at a reduced rate. But also, they have a number of what they call job-alike groups. So for assistant superintendents, for business managers, director of pupil services. So it gives our staff the opportunity to collaborate with others. We do that on occasion with our Southern Worcester County Collaborative, but it would give them an opportunity to branch out even a bit more. So the membership fee would be paid from the 240 grant, so it's operating budget neutral. So it is my recommendation. And if you are to approve it tonight, the next step is it goes to, we'd send a letter to Assabet Valley, the executive director, Dr. Kathy Cummins. She then needs to notify all of the other committees who all need to accept us as part of the collaborative. So it's going to take a bit for it to go through the process, and then ultimately needs to go to the commissioner for his approval because they're changing the membership.
I don't know if we can handle that rejection. So, I would entertain that motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the Auburn Public School District joining the Assabet Valley Collaborative.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
I have a question. Is it common that districts get denied?
No.
Okay.
In fact, I asked that, the executive director and I were communicating over the weekend, and I said to her, I know it needs to go through this process, but I mean, has it ever been denied before? I've never heard of anybody denying it. I mean, it's to their benefit as well to have us join them. It's an additional membership fee, and while it could reduce some revenues because we're taking advantage of some services that they have right now, and we're paying the non-member rate. So they'll lose a bit there, but she doesn't anticipate it being an issue at all.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one concerned.
Just seems like a lot of hoops to jump through
Right.
for.
Right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, it is a vote.
So I'm very excited to share that Mrs. Worsbicky and I attended the Finance Committee meeting on the 29th, and they had some very good questions and comments for us, but ultimately it was unanimously supported and moved forward, which was great news. They also reviewed through the 2022 CIP. They didn't take a vote on that. I believe they're going to be doing so tonight because not all members were able to be in attendance, and they wanted to allow time for discussion. So I will share the news once I hear it with you, but I think it's great news that they're supporting our budget and in recognition of the challenges before us.
Well, thank you to the Finance Committee for the approval, but though I wasn't able to attend the meeting, I did watch the whole meeting on TV, and I wanted to thank you because you did a fantastic job. As always, you were over-prepared and ready to answer each and every question, and it was really a pleasure to watch you work that way. And at such an important time in budget season, I mean, that's it. That's the final showing right there, and you just did a phenomenal job.
Oh, thanks.
And not to say that you're pulling the wool over anyone's eyes, but you just make it so transparent that they probably would have felt uncomfortable not going along with our budget. So thank you for
Thank
that.
you.
Wayne?
Thank you, and that's why we keep you.
Thank you.
Let her try and get away.
Okay.
This was, I believe you received some notification around this. Senators Chandler, Fatman, Goby, and Moore were sponsoring Commonwealth Conversations Tour across Central Mass, and one was postponed due to the snowstorm back on March 14th. So just letting you know, it will take place on April 25th, 2017, at the Seven Hills Foundation in Worcester from 6:30 to 8:30. And it's open to anyone in the public and certainly to school committee members as well. In terms of the Packagug Accelerated Repair update, so with the approval, and I thank the town meeting members again for their support, unanimous support last week of those funds, authorizing those funds. You need to wait a certain number of days before the vote is certified. So we've just received all of that paperwork from Deb Grimo, town clerk. So we're ready to send everything into to Boston, to MSBA, which is the next step in the process. The bid has already been, we selected the low bidder, which is MDM, which is the same company that put the roof on the Bryn Mawr School. So Joe Fahey is very comfortable with them, which is important. He works really closely with them, as well as with Hill International and CGKV, the architects. So we're continuing forward progress, and we should have a new roof by the end of summer 2017 at Packagug.
That's great. I also want to thank the town meeting members. It was great to see everyone there. And right at 7 o'clock, we had a quorum almost immediately. And as always, the town is so supportive, and thanks to them for supporting every initiative that we come up with, because they understand the importance of education. So every opportunity that I have publicly to say that, I say that, because we couldn't be any more happy with the support that we get from the town.
Really? So true.
So the bus applications, just as a reminder for those watching, they are due on May 1st. As of March 30th, just last week, we've received 475, so we're making forward progress. So we continue to remind families through emails. A copy went home in report cards, and with the younger grades, at least one went home in backpacks as well.
Through the
Great.
chair, if I might ask, is that like halfway or more than halfway, or?
No, I'd say it's about a third of the way.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, there's more work, but not unlike in past years. That last week or so is when we really see a big push with it. So we have another email notification going out soon, and we will remind them of that. And then I always do at least one phone call reminder for those who may not get the emails or didn't get in any other way. So I suspect over the next few weeks we will be very busy in the office.
Great. Any other comments? We now move on to new business.
So in the past, what we've done, because we just had a couple of meetings last week with the Finance Committee and then the town meeting, the annual town meeting will be on May 2nd. We've got a school committee meeting on May 3rd. So when we had set the schedule last year, we said April 26th if needed. My suggestion would be that with the support of Finance Committee and the budget in the shape that it is, that if you so choose, we could certainly forego that meeting.
I would entertain that motion.
I'll make a motion to cancel the school committee meeting scheduled for April 26th.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It is a vote.
And then we've put together, really staying in line with the school committee meetings that we've had in the past. We've set a draft for next school year for the school committee meetings. And the reason we do this is we start with these dates, and then all of the principals share, and we try to coordinate events, because the schools, as you know, get so busy, they'll be adding in their things for next year. So it is my recommendation that you approve these as noted.
I would entertain that motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the draft schedule for school committee meetings for 2017 and 2018.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes. I'm just wondering if it would be possible to push the July 26th meeting out one more week to the first Wednesday in August, if that would be possible, as I'm not going to be available.
Okay.
Does that interfere with anything that we have
No.
as far as the school calendar schedule?
It doesn't, and in fact, last year, I think what you ultimately did is you did not have the meeting in July, and instead, we started right back up in September. So that's certainly an option for you as well.
So that would be August 2nd, if
Mm-hmm.
that would be all right.
Yeah, maybe we'll
If
just push
needed.
it back, and if needed,
If needed.
if it's unnecessary, we could always,
Yeah, through the chair, I'm honestly
Cancel.
not 100% sure of my summer schedule at the moment. I know we have a few trips scheduled, I just don't know when they are, so
Yeah.
I can't really commit to what.
right. And it's a draft, and we've all worked together in a way that we could change meetings when we need to, so.
Okay.
Okay, with the noted change, do we have, we already have a second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, it is a
Aye.
vote.
Thank you. And then finally, upcoming events, community reading days always take place in April. The kindergarten screening, they had it today, actually, at Packagug, and they'll have it next week at Bryn Mawr School. We've got a couple of band concerts upcoming, and then also a very exciting night. The Harlem Wizards return tomorrow to the Auburn High Gym. It was great fun last year. I anticipate it being the same. I will once again, with Dr. Chamberlain, be serving as coach. Didn't come with a whole lot of stress, so it was a great fun night, and everyone did their thing, so it should be lots of fun tomorrow night too. The kids, absolutely, actually the adults love it, but the kids just, it's really a wonderful entertainment show.
I'm your referee tomorrow night.
Oh, excellent.
So, I don't know how to be a referee, so it should be interesting.
Great.
Make it look good.
That's right.
Well, I hope everyone has a lot of fun there. I'm sure they will, if last year was any indication. We now move on to teaching and learning report. Dr. Lozay?
So some of you may know that April is Autism Awareness Month, but recently, this past Monday, April 3rd, is actually World Autism Awareness Day. So Mrs. Reedy, our Director of Pupil Services, did ask all staff to light it up blue by wearing blue and to encourage all students to do that. So as you walked through the halls of the schools, there was just a sea of blue. It was awesome. And here at Central Office, we participated. We had a lot of different shades of blue on, but we all certainly wore blue. And it was just heartwarming to see a community come together to support that really special group of our students. So
Yeah.
it was a great day. And next on my list is, I think a few meetings back, I reported that there was going to be a change to the funding in terms of subsidizing the fees for AP exams at the federal level. They talked about potentially in the spring providing us with a block grant of some sort. So it recently came to our attention that the Executive Committee of the Governor's STEM Advisory Council is now committed to providing a subsidy of $38 per student per exam for our low-income students, which would mean those students that are eligible for free or reduced lunch. And this subsidy would be for this year only, and it would be for STEM-related subjects, such as chemistry, biology, statistics, calculus, computer science. But they made it very clear that this was a one-time allocation, and that going forward, the district would need to make plans accordingly.
Through the chair.
Ms.
May I ask a
Kaufman?
question? I just have a question about the cost, the overall cost. Is it $100?
It's usually around $100, 90-something dollars per exam.
So that's a nice chunk.
It's very nice.
It's a big dent
Yep.
into each
Yep.
of those. Okay. Thank you.
Something's better than nothing,
Mhm.
as far as that goes.
This year, in June, our grade 5 and grade 8 students will actually participate in an MCAS Science, Technology, and Engineering computer-based question tryout. Our students currently take that same exam in 5th and 8th grade, but on paper. It's a complete exam that we take, but as everything is going to be computer-based, they are working towards getting the science piece computer-based as well. So our students will take a tryout, which will be one session, and it will last approximately 45 minutes, and that's to take place between June 5th and June 16th. So all of the other MCAS testing will be completed at those levels at that time, which is good. The purpose is just to simply try out those questions, so we will not receive any sort of data. They're not collecting data, they're just looking at the validity of the questions. And then come fall, they will share a set of those questions with out in the field, so teachers can take a look at those.
Through the chair, if I can ask a question?
Sure.
So this part of the test won't count, it's just, they're just trying it out for one day?
Correct. That's a tryout, but there is a science, technology, and engineering MCAS that we do take.
Yeah, and that's earlier.
based. Yes.
So can something be done for these students for volunteering to take the test an extra time to help the state along? I mean, like an ice cream or
I think that's a great suggestion, and I'm
Yeah.
sure the principals will recognize
some
your
sort of
efforts.
reward for
I
being a
will.
guinea pig, basically?
That's great.
They do, and they always reward the kids for
Yeah.
the hard work over MCAS. It's a long
Extra
stretch.
recess or something?
Yeah, they deserve
Maybe
it.
you could show up with a few half gallons of ice
Yeah.
cream.
Yeah.
There
Well,
you
I was
go.
known to do that when I was,
Well, you weren't
with
supposed
Mr.
to
Haddon.
back then.
we were doing ice cream and popcorn, and smart food, though. It was always the smart food.
I have a question, Dr.
Soda and
Lozay.
all
Do we
that.
test for that at the high school level,
Grade 10 biology we give, we usually
but
give
not
it
the
in grade-
STEM MCAS? No,
no.
because we don't run a STEM course
Well, the
at the 10th
biology
grade.
exam actually comes under those same standards, science, technology, and engineering. but
Yep.
There's nothing specific to the technology or engineering piece at this time.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Also, as you know, recently on March 17th, we had our large March menu of PD, where all of our staff participated in a full day of PD. Every staff member was able to choose sessions, and actually this year they were all able to get their first choice, which I think made them very happy. I also, after going through the evaluations, wanted to share that 100% of the staff felt that the day was well organized, with 94% of them rating the variety of offerings as excellent or good, which is awesome.
Yeah.
We had a keynote speaker named Jeff Bennett. He really focused on bringing our best game to our students, but also finding ways to bring our students' best game into the classroom. And one of the pieces he shared, there was a video that he shared with all of the staff showing teachers personally thanking students about what they brought to the teacher's classroom. And you could see like the shock and surprise on those kids' faces, but then how touched they were. I mean, some of us actually had tears in our eyes. So then, following that, he kind of ended his presentation by saying, all of you, I want you to take out your phones, even though this is not usually allowed, and text a colleague, somebody that has influenced you in your practice, and thank them. So everybody left to start their session on such a positive note, so that was really great. A couple of the favorite workshops of the day were respecting our transgender students, gardens at school to grow healthy kids, helping students with Asperger's to thrive, creating havens of resiliency, and educating children with sensory issues. But I have to say that those were great. They were really high-performing ones, but there was not a single workshop that received a poor rating, so that was awesome.
Good.
I'd be remiss if I didn't point out the breakfast that was provided by the Food Service Department. That was awesome. And the Culture Club at the high school under Dan Crema provided lunch, so that was delicious. And then Mrs. Worsbicky in the business office even had 401B vendors there to meet with teachers when they had breaks or during lunch, so they were set up along the side. So there was just so many different opportunities. It was a great day.
Good.
A few more items. Summer's quickly approaching, and I just wanted to give you some highlights of the programs that we're going to be offering this year, which are all very similar to ones we've provided in the past. We'll be offering the Special Education Extended School Year program. This program runs for 5 weeks. It begins on July 10th and runs through August 10th. It's a 3.5-hour program, 4 days a week, and it's for qualifying special ed students in grades pre-K all the way up to grades 12. We'll also offer our Title I funded remedial program. That again is for qualifying students entering grades 1 to 8. That program runs for 4 weeks. It's 4 days a week for 3 hours. But we also instituted last year, and we will continue with this year, as a separate 2-week program for qualifying students who are just entering kindergarten to kind of get them acclimated a little bit. So that was a fun group to visit last year. STEM Camp, which is overseen by Karen Loach, an 8th grade teacher at the middle school. She offers a camp every year for 1 week, and that's for students in grades 6 to 8, and that's at a cost of $160, which is quite reasonable for a week of camp. And then last year, we started working with Camp Invention. It was the first time we offered that particular camp, and that's for students in grades K to 8. This program, actually, they come in, they bring the curriculum, they hire our own educators to teach it, they hire a director for on-site, which happens to be Stephanie Mancini, one of our grade 8 teachers. They train our teachers, they do all the paperwork, and then our kids get to come and enjoy it. And it was a great, and I can pass this around if you want, but it was a great event last year. We went over a couple of times, they were having a blast making things. The high school every year offers some sort of credit recovery program. They just haven't determined the dates of that yet. And this year, all of these programs will be housed at the high school, whereas last year was at the middle school. So we like to take turns.
And
Yep.
through the chair, can I just ask a question? That's not because there were any issues with having this at the middle school. We're just
We just like to rotate it. It helps with cleaning purposes for the custodians. Yeah, it's
okay.
great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Again this year, during the summer, we're going to continue with our student intern program. This has been around for a few years now, maybe I think 6. And we hire student interns. They assist in the facilities department, the technology department, as well as the extended school day program. These students need to be 16 years or older. They have to apply, then they have to come in and be interviewed before they're hired, so they go through that process. They work up to 4 hours a day for 5 weeks, and they're paid minimum wage for that position. They all work under the direct supervision of that department, and they also hold weekly meetings with that supervisor, and they kind of talk about their experience and what they're learning on the job training. So that's another great program. We hope to have 2 students per department. And last, but certainly not least, and probably a great one to end on, is Special Olympics. So once again this year, we'll participate in the Special Olympics. It's going to be held on May 19th at Leicester High School, similarly to last year. It's for athletes ages 6 to 22, and we will invite all of our special education students, and we will provide transportation and chaperones. Last year, 36 of our students participated, and we had 26 support staff go to help them on that day. I was fortunate last year to attend, and I just can't tell you how awesome it was. These kids, to watch the determination on their face, and then you would see their families and their staff as the fans cheering them on. I mean, it was just priceless. So I encourage anyone to attend that can, and the big news is next year we will host this event, and we're really, really excited about that. So
That's great.
that's it.
Through the chair, if I could ask a question? I'm
Sure.
sitting here looking at the one we just held, the Special Olympics in March. Is this a continuation, or are they separate events, or,
I'd have to see that.
Sports.
oh, different sports?
There's indoor sports that are the winter sports, it was just bowling and basketball.
Oh, I see.
And they do they do some other things in the fall, they do track, so.
So it's like a Winter
Different-
Olympics and a
different
Summer
season,
Olympics kind of thing?
correct.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So
Thank you.
it's great that we have all these opportunities.
It is. It's fantastic. Okay, we now move on to business and financial.
Thank you. So Mrs. Worsbicky has provided a year-to-date budget report. We continue to review through this. Actually, the superintendent's cabinet will be meeting tomorrow to be reviewing this, so I'll be happy to answer any questions if you have them, but we are in good shape.
Any questions for Dr. Brunel? Seeing none.
And then finally, some transfers. Some should just be sure that if we have any overages or underages, to try and take care of them. The ones on the front and through the top half of the back page are all within the series, so are informational. But there is a requirement to move monies from the 2000 to the 1000 series, and it is my recommendation that you make that approval.
I would entertain that motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the transfer from the 2000 to the 1000 series as requested by the business manager.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. There's a vote.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we do need a brief executive session this evening.
Please, yes.
I'll make that motion per Mass General Law, Chapter 30, Section 21A2, to conduct strategies for negotiations with union and non-union personnel, per Section 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to litigation, and under Mass General Law, Chapter 39, Section 23B, 7, to comply with Mass General Law, Chapter 71, Section 34D, regarding 603 CMR 23 student records.
Okay, we're going to amend that, and then it's just, it was a shorter version, Gail. I don't know which one. we
There's a
gave
shorter
you.
version than this?
Through
Yeah.
the chair, I apologize. I had changed it on
Right
your
there.
yellow
Oh.
Oh, on the
agenda.
agenda.
It's
Oh.
just the first part that
Oh,
we need.
so
That's
you want me
okay.
to do it again?
No, that's all right. We've got it.
You just took care of everything.
We're just going to eliminate the last part of that.
Okay. All right.
Okay, thank you for that. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Mrs. Harrington?
Yes.
Mrs. Kaufman?
Yes.
Mrs. Holloway?
Yes.
Mr. Page?
Yes.
Mr. Stobie?
Yes. It is a vote. Good night, everyone.